Hey guys, I'm gonna be making a Source Filmmaker artwork tutorial. Just to let you know that this isn't an animation tutorial, this is just for artwork, so it's gonna be just pictures, no video files. So once you open Source Filmmaker, when you download it, it should look something like this. What you should do is in this window, add a name. So I'm gonna be calling a tutorial project. Not sure if I spelled that right. When you look at this, it should look something like this, except for these two things, because the animation set editor and stuff should be on the left side, but I put it over there just for organization. I also added a secondary viewport, so then it can help me with my artwork. It'll come in a very big use later. So if you want to add a secondary viewport, go to this thing called Windows, and it'll be over here. Just the thing for me. So what you do is, once you open it, it should say no map loaded. So of course that's what it means. And to load a map, right click on this black screen, not on that one, this one, and click on load map. Now there should be a whole variety of maps to choose. There are even some maps from Meet the Series, so you should go check that out if you want. But for this example, I'll be choosing Hightower. And the maps are quite big, so yeah, so it takes a while to load them, so just do something else while it's just loading. But after all, my computer's actually quite fast, it loaded in no time. So what you do is you should teleport somewhere in like the abyss. So to get out of there, you get your mouse and you hold left click on your screen and you use the WASD keys to go where you want. But it seems pretty slow, so what you do is hold shift and that makes you go fast. So what you do now is, you see these rails is kind of weird and like the black stuff over here. To get rid of it, you do right click on the screen and you do draw game entities and other entities. This should get rid of all that and add the kind of things that you are familiar with in Hightower. So now I will be teaching you how to add a model and how to give it a sequence pose. So what you do is you go to your animation set editor, which should have been over there, but I put it over here because just for the lols. But there's a big plus sign over here. Click on it and click on create animation set for new model. Now what you should see is this thing. It looks kind of weird, so but once you know what you're supposed to do, then there'll be a piece of cake. So what you type is player and that sort of slash thing, HWM, and you'll see all these things, all these models, which are the TF2 classes, you know. This Source Filmmaker also makes also has like Left 4 Dead models and yeah, and Counter-Strike models too as well. You can go get that in the DLC by just downloading it. So what you do now is you can choose any class model you want. There are models that I have which aren't from the classes, because I downloaded them from the workshop, so you can go check that out. So in this example, I'll be using the heavy model. Now the problem is that he would look like he's floating in the air. You don't want that to happen unless you're making a flying sort of artwork, but I don't know. But what you should do is, for the heavy, I'll be to do this, to make him go back to the platform over here, you have to click on this button over here. So I'll just do that and click on it. It's called motion blur. So what happens is, once this happens, this allows you to edit the model, like you can control his arms and stuff, and yeah. But to put him down on the ground, you choose this tool over here and you click on the heavy number 1 on the animation set editor over here, and what you do is, you see this yellow sort of circle. So what you do is click on the yellow box in the middle and hold shift. So what you do is it it makes him sink to the ground. So not sink to the ground, drag him to the ground. So he'll be stuck like that, and it'll look perfectly normal. So what you do now is, in this example, I'll be making him hold a sandwich. So if you want to make it like a TF2 sort of sandwich, then here's the thing. So what you do is you go to heavy number 1 over here, import, and sequence. Now and you get this this sort of window. This window will pop up. So what you do is, over here where it says ref, you click on it, and there are like these whole entire things like stand item 1, which means he's holding a sandwich, and stand loser, which means he's like a loser, like when the round ends, and melee and all those. So the one that I'm gonna be doing, of course, is holding the sandwich like this. Now it looks just exactly like the TF2 version of him holding the sandwich. So now I'm gonna be adding I'm gonna be giving him the sandwich. The quick way that I have is right click on heavy 1, and there's this button called add team fortress items, and I can just type the name of it over here, like the sandwich, and then okay, and then it'll be like this. But the problem is that not everybody has that tool. So what you do is you have to go to the plus sign again and click on create animation set for new model, and you'll have to type what you think it is. So like the Sandman will be like a bat sort of thing, but it's not always there because the file names of the name of the weapon or cosmetic that you want aren't always the same. So so the one that I'm looking for is a sandwich, so I'm gonna say sandwich, make sure it's the W not the V, and over here. Now what you do now is, this is where the camera, the secondary viewport comes in handy. So what I would do is, when you see over here it says camera 1, so what I would do is I get a secondary viewport, and then I set that one to camera 1 and set this one to work camera. To set it to work camera, just click on the camera 1 and over here, and you'll see this sort of camera sort of looking thing. That is the camera 1. So if you drag it, you can see it moving. So let me Control Z. So what you do now is you click on the sandwich to make it go to the heavy's hand. What you do is you hold click, and you hold left click on the heavy, and you drag it to the sandwich, and you'll see this lock sort of thing. What this means is that the bones from the heavy go to the sandwich, so then they're all connected together. Now to finally complete this stage of it going to the hand, is you see this button on the animation set editor called 0. So what you do now is you'll hold click and you'll just drag it to the right, and then you can see like the the 0 bars like getting filled up with this white grayish color, and this will also move the model to the heavy's hand. So over here you have, so after learning this, you click on camera 1 and just do a camera position like this or like that, and yeah. So now you learned the basics. The next video I'll be talking about how to add cosmetics and emotion to the model. See ya.